So welcome my art peeps, this is Kelly. Welcome to February's edition of a relaxing watercolor painting. In this video we're going to create two beautiful little iris themed bookmarks. They're going to be perfect for birthdays or adding maybe a special touch to your favorite book. Join us for a peaceful 15-minute painting session where we're going to focus on taking creative time just for yourself, enjoying the process rather than stressing about the outcome. So whether you're a seasoned artist or you're just looking basically to unwind, or maybe you wake up with your cup of coffee, come explore your creative side with me this morning. It's designed for everyone. We're going to start the warm-up exercises basically to get those juices flowing before maybe you dive into our main painting today. Feel free to customize your bookmarks with any additional embellishments or personal touches you want to do. Just grab your watercolor paints, any of them, brushes, maybe a cup of your coffee or tea, and let's get into making these sweet little bookmarks for February. Don't forget to subscribe for more monthly painting sessions and creative inspiration. Happy painting, and please feel free to join my Patreon. I'm going to be giving you some little bonuses in there, so I'd love to have you. All right, let's get started. Well, hello, my YouTube art family. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying warm. We are still in North Carolina, and I am painting a bookmark for my mom. It's her birthday this month, and if you are familiar with each month's flower, February's flower is the iris. So I thought today we would paint an iris for my mom for her birthday and make some little bookmarks out of it. I hear reading is really coming back, which is a great thing. People love books, right? And this is supposed to be something that's happening back in 2024. People actually want to touch a book, feel a book, smell a book. So bookmarks are coming back. They're making a comeback, folks. So we're going to paint a little bookmark. I'm just going to separate my paper. Now I'm just using the Strathmore watercolor paper, and I'm cutting it basically in half with my tape, and we're going to create two bookmarks. And I decided on one of the bookmarks I'm actually going to turn it into a card, so I'm going to be sending that out to my mom along with a little surprise bookmark inside. Maybe a twofer, right? So I'm starting off with a very light shade of purple. I have mixed my purple using a red and a blue, and it doesn't really matter whatever purple color that you like. You just want to make sure that it's fairly light. You don't want it too dark at this point. So you can see I'm just creating the shape with my brush. Again, we're just doing this as a little up. I don't care if it doesn't come out. My mom's gonna love my art anyway, right? Moms always love your stuff. Doesn't matter what age you are. So I am super loose with this one. I don't even know if that's exactly what an iris looks like, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna get there in the end, and it's just playful and it's fun. So I'm now going back in with a little bit deeper shade of purple, added a little bit more blue to that one. And you can see both of those, they just look like little kind of blobs at the moment. And we're just gonna shape them up a little bit as we move along. I'm also gonna be working with a little pen and ink, so loose is where it's at. We're gonna do some scribbling on this. Again, we're not painting this gorgeous, beautiful iris up close that has all of these little and minute details. And if I didn't say this before, I'm using my Strathmore watercolor cards, again, cut into half. Great way to save money and practice without having to worry about all of the expenses of your watercolor paper. And the perfect size for an 8x10 mat, so always a good thing. And I am also using my Princeton dagger brush. This is my 1/4-inch dagger brush. I love this brush. You can see the nice sharp point you can get on it. They're a little tricky to work with when you're first starting. So if you feel like you need to use a round brush, definitely do that. Whatever you're more comfortable with, and I'll link all these down below for you. I also wanted to mention that I do have a watercolor class that I'm in the process of creating, so get on the email list if you're not on there, and when that releases, I'll be sending out an email. So I'm going back in now and just adding a little bit darker value into those paintings. Now those are both wet as I'm working on this, so you do have to move somewhat quickly. Remember, you don't want it to dry before you add a darker value in there. So as I'm painting, I'm realizing, okay, well, let's extend this out a little bit more. I've got my tape over on the side, so I'm not actually fitting the entire flower in here. Some of the petals are going to go up and over. And now I'm just lifting out some of that paint. Again, I want a few little highlights in there, a little bit lighter shade. Where it's still wet, I can do some lifting. Again, I'm trying to do this quickly, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time drying it and then lifting it. I might try to lift it again later, but we'll see. So we've got the basic shape down there. Now I'm taking a nice shade of yellow. If you have cad yellow, that works. Lemon yellow is a little brighter, that will work. Just making a little stem, and then, I don't know, like little buds. I think they have little buds on them. We're going to add some green to that. And here, this is still wet, but I'm going to pop in just a little bit of yellow. See, I just dot it, and I'm seeing that kind of expand, because I know there is a little yellow in a lot of the purple irises. Actually, blue irises are really pretty too. But I know for February purple, I think purple is purple the color for February? I'm not really sure. Let me know in the comments down below if you're an Aquarius, if you are a February baby. I know iris is the flower, but I'm not sure about the color. I know amethyst is the stone. That's purple. So I'm going with purple anyway, but you can make those really beautiful blue irises too. Okay, so I just went back in, add a little bit darker sap green to that yellow, and now I am re-wetting the flower. We're going to go in with a little bit deeper color, again, just for a few more, little minute details in here. You don't need to do too much in these little 15-minute warm-ups. So I am re-wetting that area again. I dried that first completely. That is a big key word, dry completely. It means it is fully dry. When you touch it, it should be warm to the touch. You shouldn't have any coolness, and it should be completely dry. Otherwise, you're going to have more of those bursts. So I am trying that one first, just on the left side, getting a few little details in here with a little bit darker shade of purple. Now that's not going to move anywhere, right? This side I actually re-wet, and you can see the difference. I got a little bit of bloom in here where it is still wet. So I'm kind of working with both of those areas, wet into dry and wet into wet, just to see what it's going to do. I actually prefer that little bit darker value without the bleeding in this next step. So as I'm doing this, I told you I was doing a flower class coming up. So this was part of my, my first test when I was trying, different things, seeing what I liked and what I didn't like. And that is a really important process of learning. And, you can see the difference between the two of those. It's quite a bit of a difference. So, try things out, see what you're going to like, see what you want to work with and how you're going to work with it. So I'm going to go back into, again, that darker green, just to add a little bit more in there. And now I'm pushing down, you can see, giving a little pressure to my dagger brush, and you can see how much wider that gets. That's why I say it takes a little bit of practice. You want to use the tip of the brush, you want to use the side of the brush, different parts at different times. I'm going to go back in with a little bit more yellow. You can see my brush is even separating a little bit here. It's okay. Just using it as is. It's a little muddied, that yellow. I'm using, I think, the cad yellow here, not that bright lemon yellow. And remember, if anything is still wet, which it was, it's going to, make it a little bit more muddied. And of course, purple and yellow give you brown, so that's why it's going to definitely look muddy. All right, so once again, I have dried that completely, and now I have grabbed my black Sharpie, and I decided I'm going to do a little bit of doodling around here. I love using a pen to do these little loose doodles. I'm holding it up near the top, not real close like you would a regular pen, and I'm almost straight up and down, and that will give you that nice scribbly kind of flowy look, more abstract, less strict, and just kind of moving things around and playing, really. Remember, doing these 15-minute warm-up paintings are really just a way for us to let go of our fears about watercolor, and just understanding that you don't have to always make these really high quality paintings that you're going to sell. You could be doing this for a hobby. You could be doing this just for creative energy and to release some stress. You could be doing these to make gifts for people, your favorite people. Sending cards, that's super special nowadays. People don't do that much anymore. Everything is so digital. So, enjoy this time, play around, create little doodles, and just, explore them. This is a great way to explore what you like, what you don't like. I do not like flowers. I mean, I like flowers, but I don't like painting flowers. They were always way too hard for me to grasp, all those lines and folds. So by realizing that I love to paint flowers more abstract was a big eye-opener for me. All right, since it's February, it's about love, it's about hearts, and I love bees. I decided to throw hearts and bees in here. Again, quick little doodle bee. This is not, a super detailed bee. It's a circle, a couple little wings, a couple little legs, some stripes, and a little eye. And then I'm going to pop just a little bit of yellow in there just to make them yellow because bees are yellow. And then if you want to do a background, feel free to do a background. I just made sure everything was dry first, and I'm just putting clean water on here. This is really pretty just with a white background, but I'm going to put one of these on a white card that has the background, or has a white background. So I figured a little color would help it pop a little bit more. And I did a complementary color on this one using the yellow with the purple. And on the other side, I'm just going to do a nice little blue. And then I put some salt on here. This is my sea salt, so it's a little bit heavier. So if you don't have sea salt, don't worry about it. You use regular table salt, that's fine. Or if you have coarse salt, it will just give you a different look. And it's always fun to experiment with that too to see what it's going to do. Now obviously the yellow is not showing up quite as much because it's a very light pale color, but the blue showed up a little bit more. All right, time to do the reveal. How did the tape hold up? It did awesome, just like it always does. This is the TSS art tape, and remember, I'll put the links for you in here. YouTube has made it so much easier now. I actually have a little shop there, so you can just click right on it while you're watching the video. And then I'm going to cut this one. I think I decided not to cut it directly in the middle because this one's going to be the bookmark on the left. No, I think I'm going to do it on the right and write on it. So I did happy birthday again. I am not really good at writing. If you feel like you're like me and I don't like my penmanship all that much, sometimes I'll use the pencil and do it with a pencil first and then go through. But this is going to Mom. It's okay. Happy birthday. Again, doing the little doodles, maybe darken things. I made a little heart where the eye is. And then I'm going to take the second one and attach that to one of those watercolor cards, just a blank one, so you can see it. And then I'm going to throw this one in there as a little gift. And I'm just using some real basic double-sided sticky tape for this. You probably could do regular tape, fold it in half. You don't need the fancy stuff, but this stuff does hold quite well. I'm just going to center it here. And it'll give me some space to write on both sides, maybe do another little doodle on the other side. So these can go together. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please make sure to give a like and a share. Leave me a comment. It means the world to me to know that these are resonating with you, and let me know if you like the 15-minute warm-ups. I'm going to hopefully do more of them. So that's going to go right inside there. I'm going to make a little note to my mom, and off in the mail it goes. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and remember to take time for yourself, enjoy the process, and just have fun. All right, we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.